What's good, everybody? Welcome to Just Our Opinion Podcast. This is your girl, Robin, and I got my baby daddy at the table with me. What's going on, baby?
How you doing, honey? I love you.
Y'all know his name. What's up, Vaughn? Tonight, we are having a battle of the sexes. So we gonna go into some topics. Y'all are welcome to put some topics in the comments that y'all want us to go over and talk a little trash about. And we gonna have a little fun with this thing today. So we got the deck on the table. We got the date night starter conversations, and then we also have the relationship debate conversation sitting on the table. So um, you get to pick your poison, kind of start from where you want to, and then go from there. But before we get started, I want to shout out everybody that was in Miami. I know we've been missing for 2 weeks. We went to Miami, did Taste of Black Spirits Miami. That was absolutely fire. And then when we got back from Miami, we had Ron Isley here in town and had his product at Rivertown Meyer, downtown Detroit, at Park Place Fine Wine and Liquor here in Southfield. And then we were also at the Liquor Basket on Gratiot in Detroit. All three stores did an amazing job with Ron Isley and his team. He was also at One Mic for 2 nights, so it was just a great turnout and a great event. So I am really proud of our team. I think it was an awesome weekend. I am exhausted, but I'm glad to be back home and at my own table.
Amen. Well, I did enjoy Miami though. I mean, Miami was nice and enjoyed the beach and getting some sun despite the sunburn I had. But
Oh yeah,
enjoyed it.
you got burnt up.
I did.
You got towed down in Miami, but
It was fun.
it was good. I enjoyed laying on the beach for a little while and working and having some fun and stuff like that. So that was pretty cool.
I enjoyed having some fun.
Well, I enjoy what I do, so I think that's why I enjoy working a little bit because I do enjoy what I do. I'm happiest as long as I have a camera in my hand.
Amen. You are.
All right, so you ready to get started?
All right. So what are my options and which one won't ruin my evening for the night?
So I don't know what will or will not ruin your evening, but I'm gonna get this in my hand so I can see everybody's comments to your foolishness.
Mm.
So let me get that going real quick, real
So what are the
fast.
two decks here again? One is a relationship debate, and what was the other
This
one?
one is a relationship debate. This one is like a date night conversation starter.
Date night conversation starter.
Yes, 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 yes.
All right. Well, remember we had this question that popped up because I saw it on Facebook. And what is the first question you would ask someone if you're on a date? And I know things have changed since you and I got together, and I hadn't really dated much before that because I was previously married 17 years. So when I was
Serial
younger,
monogamous.
there was no such thing as social media. Didn't pop up until what the late '90s, early 2000s. So I'd be interested in knowing, kind of like, just as an icebreaker right now, something horrible and tragic happened to me and you became single and you had to go on a date.
What would be the first thing I'd ask on a date?
Yes, would be your first question to the person you date.
So first of all, let's be very clear. Something ever happened to you, I'm going to get me a Thundercat.
Okay.
Okay, he gonna be young. I'm gonna buy him some Jordans and a PS whatever number they own at the time. I'm gonna have that nice insurance money. I don't want I don't want no relationship. I'm gonna be somebody's sugar mama. Hopefully the kids are grown by then.
I'm
You know what
tricking
I'm
off my
saying?
baby's college tuition either.
No, I hope my prayer is they grown by then. By the time something happened to you, and I'm old, 70 years old, so I'm gonna go get me a nice hot 50-year-old. You know what I'm saying?
See, so there's 70-year-old women out there looking at me right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Ready to rub on your booty. But in all seriousness,
Had that happen before. Well, that's a different topic for a different day.
you know what? Maybe we need to talk about that.
And it wasn't 70 when it happened.
Let me have a couple more drinks and we need to talk about that.
No, no, you ain't fighting nobody.
Go beat up an old lady. You know I do it. But no, in all seriousness, I think my first question, if I had to go on a date right now, would have to be, Are you married? Are you in a relationship? Is there anybody that think they're in a relationship with you? My second question would be, are you heterosexual, and are you sure you're heterosexual, and have you ever been in a non-heterosexual relationship or situation?
So I think my first question would be, were you born a girl in this day and age? That's what
Oh
I need to
yeah,
know.
I can see that.
I definitely, I think that would be the first question. And I hate to say it, I've seen some pictures out there, and I, I done got fooled. So
Oh yeah.
you know,
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And
I think your first question would probably be my second question, assuming they don't get mad and walk off. So
well, I mean, you can't get mad at this point though. Like, can you really get mad for somebody asking that now? Like, not in today's day and age.
no, you can't.
You can't. You cannot get mad for asking that question. Like, that is a legit question now.
No, it is. I mean, it is unfortunately a very legitimate question, and with all the technology we have today, there's so many ways that people can make that change and that adjustment to make it almost believable. So, but okay, well let's go ahead. Let's do the relationship debate card first, I guess.
All right. Well,
We'll alternate between them.
go ahead and pull, sir. Go ahead and pull.
An engaged couple breaks up for 2 weeks, but quickly reconciles. Just before the wedding, the man finds out that he got another woman pregnant during that break. What happens next?
Mm.
Now, that's an interesting question because actually it could flip the other way. What if the woman got pregnant?
So, okay, are you asking me these questions? Like, or do you read the question and I answer it? Is that how we're going to do this here?
Mrs. I gotta sit in that chair. I thought this was your show. Knew what it was doing. See.
Oh, not you! Not coming for me. You're not
Oh,
coming
yeah.
for me. Okay, so I think if I read the question, you should answer. If you read the question, I should answer it.
Okay. We'll both add commentary.
All right. So let's say we were engaged. The question is that we were engaged. We broke up for a minute, had a break. You slept with somebody
This is 2 weeks.
for
This is
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Broke up for
that's
2
suspicious
weeks.
already. That's
Broke
all I'm
up for
saying.
2 weeks.
I got concerns about that.
You slept with somebody in those 2 weeks that we were broken up.
And got him pregnant.
Got them pregnant, and I find out about it right before the wedding. Is that what that said?
Yep. The man finds out they got another woman pregnant during that break. What happens next?
You want to know what's funny?
What's that?
That happened to me.
Really?
Like, for real, that happened to me.
You was engaged to somebody?
My first husband, we were
yeah, remember that.
we were engaged, and we broke up, and he was messing around with this chick, and when we got back together, she was pregnant. She said that she didn't want to keep the baby. He gave her the money to do whatever it was that she wanted to do. Let me just put the disclaimer out that I do not condone that. I've never done it myself. It's not my thing, but that's their business. They was grown. However, 2 weeks before my wedding, I find out that she spent the money on whatever the hell she spent the money on, and had just had the baby. So I've actually been there. That question is real in my life. I've actually seen it. I've actually been there. At that time of my life, I still went through with the wedding.
Mm-hmm.
However, at this point in my life, I would not.
Okay. So here's my concern. You break up for 2 weeks and you're out here raw dogging somebody?
Right.
Getting
That
raw dogged?
part. That part.
That in itself is enough to be like, nah, you ain't got enough discretion, you be pregnant. So
That part.
and we all know that it's unless that person is really
You
fertile,
out here shooting up the club, and we've been broke up for 2 weeks.
2 weeks. That also tells me that either you was completely reckless or that's somebody you've been seeing for a minute. Either way.
However, didn't your ex-wife come up? Never mind. All right. Next question.
We're gonna not bring up nobody's.
Next question.
Let's be mindful of the audience, potential audience.
All right. A man tells his significant other to be submissive. She tells him that's an outdated way of thinking. Who's right and explain? I don't even know why I read that.
You had the opportunity to pass on that card, and you read it, huh?
I read it anyway.
So, um, first of all, biblically, we know there's a scripture that wives are supposed to submit to their husband. So I think they're probably both wrong because most likely they both don't completely understand the biblical definition of submission. So that's my issue I'd have right there. But at the end of the day, he may need to check himself as to why she does not want to submit to him, and she probably has some issues that she will need to correct as to why she's not submitting herself to him as well. So that's kind of my high level answer with that one.
Okay, I agree with your answer, and I actually did like your answer simply because I've always said that I can't submit to you if you ain't submitting to him. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't ask me to submit if you're not submitting. You
I'm
can't
out here
ask
shooting
me.
the club up.
You can't ask me to follow you if you ain't leading nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's a whole lot of stuff. It's a whole lot of men that ain't leading no doggone where, but they like, you supposed to submit. You supposed to follow me, and it's like, follow you to where? Hell? Cause
Yeah.
sir, you ain't doing nothing.
No, and I agree. And if you're not, properly providing for your wife, your household, if you're consistently doing things that are not productive for being a married person or for a family, if you're irresponsible, then yeah, it is hard for a wife to follow a man. Now I always have the argument that submission is also not based upon when it's convenient or something you agree with. Submission also requires, when you don't agree, but because you're going to have trust, obey, and respect, then you're going to submit. It's not submission when it's always something you agree with. It has to, unfortunately, be times when you're uncomfortable with it, but you're still willing to submit.
I definitely agree with that. However, you also have to I also have to submit comfortably knowing that who I'm submitting to and who's leading is leading me and our family in the right direction. So if you're making bad decisions and I'm watching you make bad decisions, if you're bad with money, if you're out here philandering, if you're, just out here wilding out completely, I can't submit to that.
No, I agree. I think we're kind of saying the same thing. Basically, again, if you're not displaying or you don't have the proper behaviors as a man leading the household, then it does make it hard for the woman to submit. But I guess what I'm saying is, the example I'm giving of submission can't always be with what you agree with. There are times when you don't agree with it. Perhaps you got a bonus check and you want to go buy a purse or go take a vacation. He's like, hey, we don't need to do that. We need to pay this debt off, or we need to save some money for hard times. That's where submission comes in when it's something you don't necessarily agree with or don't want to do. Then that's submitting to say, okay, he's the man in the house. I'm going to do this. I'm going to not spend this money and blow it. And that's just one way. I think that to give a good example of something where there could be some disagreement, but she's going to submit, and respect and honor him. So
I definitely agree with that. Okay, next question.
all right, we're gonna pull from different decks.
All right, let's go.
Here's a date night question. Ooh, what was the main reason your last relationship didn't work? Wow.
The main reason my last relationship did not work was because he looked me dead in the face and told me that he was not messing with this chick. I'm talking look me clean in the face. And I asked him straight up. Looked me clean in the face and told me he was not messing with this chick. However, he was messing with this chick. Couple weeks later, showed up at an event I was at with this chick, and I had told him previously, like maybe a few months before, that if he ever disrespected me on that level, I was going to delete his number out my phone and screw one of his frat brothers. That's what I told him. Straight up, I told him I was going to do the most savage thing I could possibly think of. So when he showed up to the event with the chick that he swore up and down that he was not messing with, I found on that little fine frat brother of his that I had met the week before and stuck my tongue down his throat. And now here I am, revenge plot gone wrong, and I'm married with 2 kids.
Okay. So my answer to that question is, what was the main reason your last relationship did not work? So mature Vaughn will say that I was not a good husband. I was out
Oh,
wilding out,
holy shit! Wait
you
a
know,
minute.
and I think we both had some indiscretions as well. And I got to a point where I just said, "Hey, if you're seeing somebody else and I'm seeing somebody else, we don't need to be together." So
Okay, so mature Vaughn said that he was not a good husband.
yes.
Care to elaborate on that a bit? I'm curious. I'm just saying because you don't get that from me. And literally we just had a comment that said wow, and I know the comment said wow because that is not something that men admit. Like you
Well,
don't get men that admit that I just was not a good husband.
I was not a good husband. I cheated on my ex-wife numerous times. I had my reasons to justify why I did it, rightly or wrongly. I think in the end, they were validated. However, I would just say that you know, at this point in my life, I don't think I'm definitely not repeating those behaviors. I'll just say that. So, should I become unhappy in this marriage, I would not go down that pathway.
I would hope not because I'm a lot more violent than your ex-wife was. A lot more, a whole lot more. And it wouldn't go down with oh my god crying and playing not gonna cry by Mary J. Blige. That's not how that's gonna work with me. I'm telling you, it's gonna be I bust the windows out his car and hit him up style and Eminem songs, the song Kim,
You got just too many songs. You just waiting to live out the real life video. I
I'm
don't know
just
why you like that stupid song. I busted windows out his car.
I'm
You,
just
you should
saying.
have busted windows. Never mind.
I'm
Never mind.
just I'm just
Go on.
saying, that's I'm a little more violent than your ex-wife, so I pray that we never have to cross that bridge. But I do commend you for being able to admit that in your maturity that you just were not a good husband in your past marriage because that is something that you do not hear nor men just don't admit. Like I was taken aback when you said it because that is not something that men admit that I just was not a good husband back then. So I respect that you were able to say that and hold that. Like I respect that. I really do.
Well, appreciate it. Anyway, it's your turn to pull a card, right?
All right, let's go. I'm gonna pull from that same deck you did. We have a comment from Alana, and it says accountability is extremely important. So our next question is, what attracted you to your ex? Do you see any similarities in me? Mm.
Hmm. I mean, you're both pretty. I'll give
Ah,
y'all
good. That's
that.
clean.
But no, I mean, you and my ex have different personalities. You don't look the same physically. I know some people are serial daters for a type of person they find, and they date that type of person, and that's just not the case. I mean, I will say I've always liked beautiful women, so that's the commonality. I do like intelligent women. That's the commonality. Um, but no, there's other than that, there's not much that you two have in common. So,
Okay, the first part of the question said, what attracted you to your ex?
um,
Don't be trying to skip over parts of the question.
I thought she was pretty. And I just I liked her personality as like probably it's funny because people talk about sometimes what you like in the beginning annoys you later. And I think as we definitely got older and matured, and I matured in some ways, in other ways I didn't. As I alluded to, not being a good husband, that's part of maturity. But I will say that there are just certain ways that she thought or carried herself, that I didn't like as we got older. just in general. I mean, I met her when I was 19, I think, after the end of my freshman year. So just more interested in looks, and that was about it. And conversation, and that's about it.
Okay. I don't have to answer that one, do I?
Yeah.
Wait, I do have to answer that
Yeah.
one?
What attracted you to your last to your ex, and what similarities are there?
My ex courted me.
Hmm.
Literally, he courted me.
Now, hold on. Which ex are we talking about? The one you just gave the story for?
Yes.
Okay.
He courted me. That's what attracted me to him because when we first met, I blew him off. He tried to get my number numerous times, and I told him no. He tried to ask me out numerous times that night, and I kind of blew him off. And then finally, I was like, okay, fine.
In the same night?
Yeah. And I said, fine, I'll go out with you. And we went out that night. A couple, maybe I want to say maybe may have been the next night or maybe the next weekend. I think it was actually the next night we went out because I think I met him on a Friday night and we went out on a Saturday night. And after we went out, had a really nice date, really nice talk,
Hmm.
and he actually courted me though. Like he legitimately cared about me and
Hmm.
what I was going through and what was going on with me. I was having some back pain that night, and he had a hot tub in his house, and he ran the hot tub, and you know
Sound like the setup there.
cut up some fruit, like, but he wasn't trying to sleep with me, like, and that was what was cool. Like it wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna get in the hot tub with you and da da da. Like it wasn't anything like that, and it was just sweet. Like
Hmm.
so that was how he got me.
Okay.
So that was it.
Second part of the question.
Oh, the similarities part. You did the same thing. You courted me. You went out your way to make me feel secure. I got sick right after I met you, and you stopped what you were doing that day to bring me soup and a fountain pop, and
Keep saying it's a fountain coke. For some reason, I swear it's Verner's.
it was a fountain coke.
I
I
know.
know what it was. It was a fountain coke. That's the only thing I drink when I don't feel good.
Hmm.
It's the only time I drink coke, actually. And you did the same thing. You courted me. So that would be what attracted me to both of you. Both of you took time to court me.
Okay. Alrighty. Let's go with. I'm gonna go back to the debate question.
All right, let's go.
You're married, and your spouse tells you that they slept around while you were dating. Would this change anything? Explain.
Ooh.
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 So we're
Ooh.
married.
We married.
And I'm like, hey, honey, I was slanging the D. When we were dating.
while we were dating. All right. So
Like,
let's
girl,
say
I told you that was only my friend.
let's see.
She had benefits.
We've been married 10 years now. We didn't have our first child till after we got married. And at this point, you tell me that, hey, while we were dating, I was sleeping around. And the question is, would it change anything? Was that the question?
Hmm. Question was, would this change anything? Explain.
I'd be pissed. Um, I don't know that it would end our marriage. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't say that it would like make me file for divorce and
How long would I be locked out of heaven for?
You'd be locked out of heaven for quite some time. But I can't say that it would end our
See,
marriage.
Bossy version of all, I'm making an appearance. Let me stop.
You know, or anything like that. I would have some follow-up questions.
Mm-hmm.
You know, who did you sleep with?
When,
Because
where,
how, why? Because then I'd want to know kind of timeline and
how did I miss it?
no, I don't even care how I missed it. I just want to know the timeline of did this person pop up after our vows? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I kind of want to know the who.
Mm-hmm.
Because then I'd be able to pinpoint whether this person popped up after our vows, you know? But
Was it somebody long waiting in the wings and the vows happened?
right. But to end our marriage, after 10 years for something you did
Okay.
pre-marriage?
Let me ask this one, because this is a real life question, for someone else. So maybe not. I just slept with one person.
Okay.
What if it was like two? And you
What?
found out. So same question, but not. I slept with one person, but I slept with two people.
So you slept with two people pre-marriage?
Yep.
Like before we got
Did that
married?
change anything? One versus two.
I don't know. Like, I still would like to say that it wouldn't end our marriage, but it would draw up some questions. Like,
Okay. What if it was three?
oh my God. So you were just a philandering whore before we got married? Because now we run into the situation of, so you just stopped when we got married? Like now it's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like you didn't just put on the ring and say, okay, I'm not a whore anymore. Like now it's bull. Like the more people that gets added to
my
that,
philandering days are over now.
right? Like the more people that gets added to that number, the less likely it is.
See, I didn't get to four. Now what we at four?
Yeah,
does that change something?
That changes something.
So there is a number that changes it,
Yes,
not just one. Okay.
There's definitely a number that changes
What
it.
about the consistency? Let's just go back to one. Is it just, okay, I slept with someone once, or,
If you had a
I was
full
sleeping with
blown,
them till the weekend before the wedding.
if you
and I had to tell
had,
them, hey, I'm getting married next week.
if
and
you
you're not
had
coming.
a full blown jump off the whole time up until our wedding, first of all, I'd be trying to figure out how she didn't pop up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you had her all the way in check. Like, you had to have had her all the way in check because how? How, sir? How? Unless she was married too. Because that's a lot. That's a lot. So if it was some full blown relationship, again, I still want to know who.
Mm-hmm.
Because now my question would be if this person popped up after.
So one person, one time. Okay.
Yep.
Questions.
Yep.
Two people, I'm side eyeing you with questions.
Yep.
Three, what the?
Yep.
Four, you're philandering.
Yep.
And if it's one and it was just a straight jump off.
Regular.
Regular.
You had a whole relationship with.
Okay.
Yeah. We got a problem.
My answer is, I definitely would have some questions. It could potentially, and realistically, I know we've had conversations before and we've asked, hey, have you ever cheated? And we both said no.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point, if it, between the last time that question was asked and then the answer changes, I got an issue with that.
Well, see, here's the thing, though. Men are funny because men can't handle anybody playing in their sandbox.
No, I understand. And I will say that one of the reasons why I've never been, as you like to call me, a serial monogamist, is you're right. I want my own sandbox. I don't want nobody else to play in it, and I'm not interested in sharing.
Yeah.
So that's just me. That's who I am. And part of that is, I'm beyond maybe the age of having kids, but traditionally that's always the old school issue that men have had is if she's out sleeping with people, and you, especially if you're married, and there's a child born, then legally, even if that child's not yours, if it's born in the covenant of your marriage, here in the U.S. and Michigan, that child is considered your child. And you have to go through hell and high water to not have to pay child support for that child.
Well, I'm going to tell you that was kind of a beef that I had with you when we first started dating because you was whole ass married and then going to tell me that I can't sleep with nobody but you run around sleeping with somebody but me.
Well, okay. Let me just say that that's not entirely true.
How's that not entirely true?
Because between the time we got together and I actually separated and physically stopped living with my ex-wife, I slept with her one time.
You still cheated. I'm gonna go ahead and read my next question.
You ain't gonna get away with I still cheated.
Your life partner is wrongfully sentenced.
We can talk about some cheating stuff.
Your life partner is wrongfully sentenced to 20 years in prison. Would you be willing to abstain from sex until they get out? Explain.
Nope. I know what your answer is no.
Wrongfully sentenced?
If I was wrongfully
you ain't
sentenced,
gonna fight for me or nothing?
No, I said your answer would be no. You ain't abstaining from sex for 20 years if I'm locked up.
But it says your life partner is wrongfully sentenced to 20 years in prison. We got comments talking about no. Y'all is wrong.
Y'all ain't faithful.
Y'all ain't loyal.
Y'all not loyal.
So what would you abstain from sex until I got out?
Yeah, I mean, I can do that.
You are 50 now. You're telling me.
I'm just going to say, when you get out in 20 years, it's not going to be working like it was before you went in. This is real. You and I both know, if let me take a week off, you're going to be sending me BDRs.
So here's the thing. If you're wrongfully convicted, I am putting all my resources towards trying to get your verdict overturned. Right? Mm-hmm. Like, I'm putting all my resources towards that. But 20 years is a long time. A long time, man. And I can't lock the box up for 20 years. Mm. That's a long time.
How long could you keep the box locked up for?
What am I locking it up for?
What you mean?
What am I locking it up for?
20. He's in jail for 20 years. At what point do you start giving it out?
He locked up.
He locked up.
He ain't coming home.
Not for 20 years.
What I'm locking it up for? Anytime.
See, you wrong. You wrong as shit. But I knew what your answer was. Sorry. I mean.
If he locked up for 20 years, I'm going to lock it up long enough to try to get him out until I exhaust all resources.
And how long is that?
Until I exhaust all resources.
Is that a year?
Until
2 weeks?
There's no time limit on until I exhaust all resources.
20 years.
It don't take 20 years to exhaust all resources.
Yeah, plenty of people have been locked up wrongfully and get out 15, 20 years down the road.
Dog.
So my question to you is, how long can you keep it locked up and be faithful? If we married, I get wrongfully convicted, go to jail for 20 years, how long for you cheat?
I wouldn't cheat. It wouldn't be cheating.
It would be cheating. We married.
No, because I divorced you.
Oh, okay. Well.
Pull your card. Wait, was it my turn?
No, it was my turn. I pulled a card, but I also get to answer the question. So, but I already said mine. So as a man and being older, I mean, I just be beating my meat. That's about it. But, I can hold off. I could wait.
For 20 years.
20 years.
You're such a better person than me.
I am. I know.
Tanisha said I got a good 6 months.
Now here's I saw similar to that question today. I saw a video question for some radio station, and it was husband's about to get sentenced and going to trial, and the wife knew the judge from high school, and the wife wound up sleeping with the judge. And instead of him getting locked up, he got probation.
I did that for us.
So is she a hero or a hoe?
She's a hero. I did that for us. You was about to do time. You was about to have to protect your booty. I did that for us.
See, and how when the question came out, I didn't hear the discussion or see the comments, but I kind of leaned that way because the other comment that the person had in reading the question, the story was when the wife told him what he did, and he wanted to ask questions. She said, "I don't want to talk about this ever again. I did it for you."
Yes, I did that for us. This is so we could be together, so you could be here to raise your kids, so we could spend our life together. It is just coochie, sir.
See, my problem is all the let me just stop.
I gave my box up.
I don't know if it.
I traded my box for 10 years of your life. And that means I love you. We got a comment from Alana that says, I did 5 years. Wait, you locked the box up for 5 years? I need you to tell me yes or no. Did you lock the box up for 5 years?
I hope she say yes.
Yeah, I think you better say yes. I forgot who that was.
I
had to realize who that was.
You don't need to say.
Don't even answer that. Don't even answer that. It's yes. It's yes. It's yes. It's funny because I looked at the name and didn't realize who that was in the comments. It's yes. Never mind. All Don't right. even answer that.
Dating question. What's your greatest weakness, and what are you currently doing to improve it?
Okay, what is your greatest weakness and what are you currently doing to improve it?
Yes.
I have a temper. I'm talking a temper. Anybody that knows me knows that Robin will go from 0 to 100 real quick.
Real quick.
Real quick.
Quick.
Quick. It's been that way for quite some time. It's probably some deep rooted.
If it's hysterical, it's historical.
Yeah, like it's probably some deep rooted childhood stuff. But I have a heck of a temper, and I've always felt like an argument is a middleman to a fight. So I will skip the middleman and hit you in your freaking face. And I know that we got a comment from Tanisha that says 0 to 1.1 million real quick, Robin. Stop acting like you know me. So yeah, I have a temper, a hell of a temper. And so that would be my biggest weakness. And what I'm doing to fix it is I am in therapy. And I will tell anybody, go to therapy.
And I will say your temper has improved over the years. And definitely therapy, even more recently, I think has helped a lot more. So
yeah, I am in therapy. I see my therapist actually twice a week. I see my therapist twice a week. And I am able to walk away from things a little better now and just kind of let stuff go a little more now than I used to be able to. It's not 0 to 100 real quick no more. I usually get to about 50 and able to just shake it off and walk away now. So yeah, that's my biggest weakness in what I'm doing to fix it. What about you?
I don't know. I'd have to. That's a question I'm not really prepared to answer.
Ooh, no, you got to answer that.
If I had to pick something,
I could answer it.
I would probably say my biggest weakness right now.
I can answer
I would
it.
probably say it's I have a trouble with forgiveness at the end of the day. That's an honest answer. It's hard for me to deal with, you know, when I've been wounded or hurt, and it's hard for me to completely forgive. So
yeah,
that would be my answer.
And what are you doing to fix that?
Well, hopefully nobody does shit that makes me have to forgive them. That's easy.
Oh, so wait a minute. Your way to the way you go fix your problem.
just like your anger problem. Nobody piss you off. No problem.
No, I took accountability, and I think you need to too.
I'm just saying, if you don't do anything to hurt me, then I don't have to forgive you. You know, but
you need therapy.
Your sock monkey need therapy.
Sir, you need therapy. What are you doing to fix it?
Well, unfortunately, when I'm wrong, then I have to forgive people. I've been working on forgiveness.
How? Like, really? Like, that's not an answer of what you're doing to fix it. That sounds like you're okay in your mess.
No, I'm not okay in my mess, but I mean, you know, if someone hurts you, you have to get past it and get over it, and you just have to deal with it. And one of the things, I guess, is I try not to replay negative thoughts or things in my mind. That's one way to help with the forgiveness, to help to do it, so you're not thinking about it. So.
Oh, you petty. We got a comment to say he said don't hurt and there won't be any problems.
I'm just saying. That's how it works. Sounds logical to me.
Dude, you are a mess. Like you went from
Wait. See, there's a difference between someone being angry and expressing it versus you not forgiving somebody.
Don't come
who
for
hurts
me.
You.
Don't come for me. Don't come for me. Because if I get angry, they still did something to piss me off. I could have easily said, "Don't piss me off," and I won't get mad. Like that could have easily been my solution. Stop pissing me off.
Actually,
because
that was my solution I said for you earlier.
Like that could have easily. Don't piss me off could have easily been my solution, because that is most of the time the problem. Like I really despise when people be like, oh my God, Robin did X, Y, and Z. How about you start telling people what the hell you did to make Robin do X, Y, and Z? Let's not pretend like you didn't do some shit. Like, let's not pretend like Robin just went from 0 to 100 real quick and there was nothing that happened at 0. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's not act like that. So I could have just as easily said, what I'm doing to fix it is telling people not to piss me off. I could have easily said that, but no, I'm going to therapy. I'm trying to deal with me because people are going to piss me off. Just like people, you're going to get hurt. It doesn't matter. Like, something or somebody is going to hurt you. So you need to figure out a way to deal with forgiveness. Like, dude, you can't sit up and read the Bible all day, every day, and then not have forgiveness in your heart. Don't the Bible say you can't? If you can't forgive others, I'm not forgiving you.
I didn't say I don't forgive others. I said I have problems with forgiveness when someone hurts me deeply. Is what I said. There's a lot of shit I can forgive that's minor and significant to me, but major hurts and things are what I deal with, struggle with.
I think you need to figure out a better answer to that.
No, you just asked the question. I answered it. I ain't got to give you a better answer. You ain't got to like my answer. You ain't got to like and validate how I feel. It's how I feel.
I mean, I guess you're right, but that don't mean you don't need therapy. And I don't think that's your biggest weakness.
Well,
I'm just saying. I mean, I think that is a weakness of yours, but I don't think it's your biggest one.
Okay, pull a card.
I'm going to pull a card. I ain't going to say nothing.
You ain't got to, but ask the question.
Your significant other quits their job because they want to become a rapper.
Oh, yeah.
The mixtape is dropping next week.
Yep.
But so are the bills. Would you support them? Explain.
DJ Big VD up in this. Well, I probably need a better name than that, huh?
Yeah, that's a horrible rap name. Big VD? Really? Really? Big VD?
I'm gonna go.
Tanisha, don't leave.
I'm gonna go.
I need you to stay. Tanisha, I need you to stay. Stay right here. Stay right here. Okay, Vaughn, your significant other quits their job because they want to become a rapper. The mixtape is dropping next week, but so are the bills. Would you support them? Explain.
I mean, they done already quit their job and got the mixtape dropping. I mean, what's she gonna do? This is after the fact. The horse has left the barn at this point, you know. Shit, I'm gonna go to the promo party and, you know, hope I ain't gotta pay for the champagne and Cristal is getting popped and all that bullshit. It is what it is. And hope and pray people buy it, or, you know, at this point, see, you can tell these dated cards because there is no CD to drop, really, right? It's on Apple Tunes. People got to go download the song.
It say the mixtape. It didn't say the CD. And a mixtape could be digital download.
I'm just saying, it's digital download. You know, ain't no tapes. Anybody got tapes out here no more?
We got a comment from Tanisha that said you can rap all day after work. So for me, I agree with Tanisha. You better rap on the weekend.
I think we do know some struggling artists that do shit in the evenings.
Your album release party better be after 5 and on Saturday and Sunday. It's all I'm saying, because we got bills to pay. You better work at Chick-fil-A during the day, and you better be DJ VD in the evenings and on the weekend. And we gonna work on your rap name, because
Big VD.
DJ Big VD. I'm just because. If you think you gonna be a rapper named Big Venereal Disease, I don't think
that's how the VD stood for. See? Besides, these rappers out here have some garbage names. Truth, they do. Sexy Red. She not even sexy. Little Uzi. The Baby.
It's a lot of babies out there, right?
Exactly. Grown ass man running around with baby name.
All right, next question. It's your turn.
All right, we're going to go to the, what did you just do, the relationship one?
Yep.
Relationship debates?
Yep.
Your boo has been active on social media all day, but has yet to respond to any of your texts. Is this an issue? Explain.
So you out here posting. But you ain't respond to one of my text messages. But you out here memeing it up. You out here making TikTok videos. You out here posting inspirational quotes on Facebook, commenting on people's statuses, sending happy birthday messages on Facebook, but you ain't returning my text messages.
So that's an issue.
Hell yeah, that's an issue. Because I know your phone in your hand.
I agree that would be an issue. Again, phone, like you said, phones in your hand are close by you.
It's like, we got a comment to say, let me call T-Mobile and suspend your service for a second.
I remember I actually did suspend somebody's service.
You did do that with your petty ass.
All right, pull a card.
I'm going to go to the other deck. Could you continue to be with someone who you are no longer physically attracted to? Yes. Why or why not? Yes. Oh my God. I am so glad that's yes.
Yes, I can.
Of course you can.
Yeah.
You've been there.
Really?
You've been there.
When did that happen?
You lying summer mama. Oh, you lying summer mama.
That's why they make Viagra and Cialis, right?
The audacity. Oh my gosh. See, me? No. I am petty as shit. I cannot be with somebody I'm not physically attracted to. No. I'm shallow. I don't care. Judge your mama.
Now, let me clarify.
I'm shallow as hell.
I'll clarify this. Married, yes. Not married, probably not.
I'm shallow.
So
I cannot be with somebody I'm not physically attracted to because I have a very high sex drive. And if I'm not physically attracted to you, I cannot have sex with you. And if I cannot have sex with you, I'm not having sex with you. And if I'm not having sex with you, I'm promising you I'm having sex with somebody else. So we might as well end this anyway. So my answer is no.
Okay. Here's a twist to that question. What if you're physically unattractive to your partner, and your partner is physically unattractive to you?
Wait, so we both unattractive to each other? Then we don't need to be together.
but you're not attracted to him, so you don't want to have sex.
We don't need to be together. If you ain't attracted to me and I'm not attracted to you, why are we here? And how did we get here? Because here's my question at that point. What is unattractive
Oreo cookies and ice cream in bed.
That's what I'm saying. What's unattractive to us at this point? Like if we're
Yeah.
both not attracted to each other, is it because we've both gained weight or something like that? Then I think we're both at a place where we both need to work this out together to fix our marriage then.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we've both reached that spot. So we can
So what is
both work
unattractive
this
to
out.
you? If I picked up 200
Oh,
pounds.
you trying to get me canceled.
If I picked up 200 pounds.
You know you trying to get me canceled. So, okay.
If I got a big belly.
Let me tell y'all something that always has freaked me out. The thought of a
and
fat
we're laughing because we know.
the thought of a fat man sweating on me has always been the thing that just like I can't even imagine. Like to be up under somebody and he pumping away and then that bead of sweat fall off his forehead and fall on me.
Tasting like sweet chocolate donuts.
I
would munching on them beforehand.
I would completely just
Dry up.
die. Like I would completely just die. Like no, that just don't work for me. Like and he pumping for dear life, and you know you lose inches when you get fat. So
I've never been.
he done shrank, and then he pumping away for dear life, and then them sweat beads is falling off his titties, and I'm not huge to begin with, so now his breast's bigger than mine. And then I can't see my coochie because his stomach in the way. And
You see, she got this whole thing visualized in her head. This whole scenario.
that's just, there's nothing about that I want to, nah, man.
See,
Nah, man.
I think there's, and again, I guess being older and a bit more mature, they're outside of physical things. I mean, initially meeting someone, seeing someone as a man, yes, you were attracted to them physically. So yeah, they have to have certain criteria, whatever you find to be attractive. but mentally, how they talk, how they think, their personality, those are things that I find to be attractive as well, and they could miss out on any of those. And I'm not going to mention this very, very popular pop star because I don't want all these people coming after my wife and her show. I ain't got to be on this mug no ever, but but I can remember when she was younger, before she blew up and became the well-known person she is with all the money she has, but she couldn't string a sentence together and she couldn't really read very well. And people used to think she was so pretty and all that. And to this day, I think she is a pretty woman, but she is just not,
Yeah, please don't say that.
she's just not all that to me.
Please don't say her name. You will have me canceled by morning.
But
Don't say
I'm not
that.
taking away that I just don't think she's all that. I don't think she's, like, if you were to say, of all the women in the world, you could have him and be your wife or whatever, whatever fantasy you want, she would not be in it for me. That's just me. So.
Well, that's going to be a hard no for me. Your turn.
You petty. And you wonder why I work out at 5 days a week. Ooh. Ooh, where's my true serve at for this one?
What you got?
Have you ever cheated? If not, what's the closest you came to cheating?
Holy shit. Thank y'all for watching Just Our Opinion Podcast. I appreciate y'all for kicking it with us tonight. Wait, what time is it? Oh, damn it.
Woo.
How was Miami? Did you enjoy Miami?
I need to reread the question. Oh, look at that. Maybe we need to go back to that first question we had. Have you ever cheated? If not, what's the closest you ever came to cheating?
No, I've never cheated. Ever. The closest I've ever came to cheating. Would probably be before we got married. That's probably the closest I ever came to cheating. It was probably not even just before we got married. It was probably the beginning of our relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And even that wasn't like pants down. Okay, never mind. Stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was probably just, I don't know. That's a hard one to pinpoint, to be honest with you. But no, I've never cheated.
Okay.
No, I've never cheated. But all night we've been doing this. Both of us answered this question. So, yep, your turn. Let's go.
Well, we're down to the last 2 minutes. Oh, man.
No, let's go.
So, I've never cheated. However,
bullshit.
Well, then, if you want to count that, I count yours. Yours. We going there? I'll let you go with your bullshit answer, but
go.
No, I've not cheated.
Okay.
So,
closest you ever came?
I guess is the incident you thinking about.
They don't know the incident I'm thinking about.
When I was married and cheating on my first wife and I met you, I did at one point go back and sleep with my ex-wife. And you said that was cheating on you. And
because you told me I couldn't sleep with nobody else, but yet you slept with somebody else.
I did. Mm-hmm. I did.
Mm-hmm. You know what? We got 2 more minutes. We got time for one more question. We're going to pull from the relationship debate because that seems a safer one.
No, he's good over here.
It's not even your turn.
I don't care. What's your biggest regret? Would you change your actions to avoid the situation if you could?
My biggest regret? My biggest regret.
Not telling your husband about the time you almost cheated.
Nope. My biggest regret is probably not hitting somebody in the face when I should have. Like, and I'm not even joking. Like, that's not a joke. I am not BSing. My biggest regret is that I have people in my life that I should have literally floored, and I didn't. And because I didn't, they kept playing in my face. And had I done what I should have done, I could have avoided some drama further because they wouldn't have played with me no more.
Okay. My biggest regret, I feel, so when I did get divorced and we were married, um, I say my biggest regret was I probably did not fight hard enough for custody of my daughter. So
Okay.
that's something I kind of resent, I regret, not resent, but I regret allowing the thought that things were going to go well and the parenting was going to be okay, and as we all know, that didn't quite work out.
I told you that wasn't going to go well, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, last question. Okay, we got a comment to say, oh, how I needed to be sitting on the couch with these questions. You're dating for about a year, but you have never been to your significant other's home. What does this most likely mean? Explain. And this is our last question.
Oh, this is fun. We're going to keep going. We should extend the show.
No. Last question.
I'm going to pull some more. See, we got something else to go with.
Last question.
That's gay.
What does this most likely mean?
So you've been dating for a year and you've never been to your significant others. Was it home or family?
Home.
Home.
Yep.
Oh.
You've been dating for about a year, but you have never been to your significant other's home. What does this most likely mean? Explain.
They're married or in a relationship and they live with someone else.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly what that means.
That means.
That's exactly what that means. You remember when I said my first question would be, are you married, or is there somebody to think they're in a relationship with you? Yeah, that's what's going on here.
Yeah.
That's absolutely what's going on here.
I hate to say, but truthfully, there are people that are in relationships or marriages that have ended, but for whatever reason, they haven't filed for divorce, moved out and separated. They still living together, and they're just comfortable with having that person, together there with them to help them pay the bills financially, but they both out doing what they want to do, So yeah. I don't, but that, to me, that's what that screams, is that they're married.
So we do have a couple questions in the comment, and I want to shout this out because this is a Black-owned game. So I do want to shout them out, and I'm going to tag them in the video as well, so you guys will be able to order this game. We're actually pulling from 2 different decks, so there's 2 different versions of this game. We're pulling from the relationship debate deck, and we're also pulling from the date night edition deck. But the game is called Tonight Let's Talk, the card game. So make sure you guys check that out. You can order it online, but it's called Tonight Let's Talk. And it's actually a really fun game for you and your significant other to sit up and play.
It could be, depending on what the questions are.
Yeah, it can be fun. The relationship debates is more so you and your significant other. The date night is somebody that you're not in a relationship with. We kind of decided to spice this up and pull from both to kind of see what happens. But it is Black-owned, and it's called Tonight Let's Talk, the card game. So you guys definitely go check that out. Y'all know JOO is all Black everything. So I do definitely love this game. And I think we're out of time.
It has been fun. So
I think we're out of time. But I think we can play some more next week. It looked like we got a lot more cards left.
Okay, we'll do that.
We'll play some more next week?
We'll play some more next week.
We'll pull some more cards next week.
If you don't replace me.
No, we're good. We'll pull some more cards next week, see what we come up with, and have a little more fun.
Okay.
All right. I do appreciate y'all for kicking it with us tonight. Make sure y'all go order the game so y'all can play with your significant others or your friends or, couples. I think this would be a good game for couples to play and pool, and hopefully fights don't break out.
I was going to say, it's a good chance of some fights breaking out. Somebody going to be in their feelings.
Yeah, just, get some drinks and everybody be cool and make sure there's no guns involved. Look, thank y'all for kicking it with us tonight. This has been Just Our Opinion, and I'm your girl, Robin, and I got my boo thing, Vaughn, with me. Thank y'all, and we'll see y'all later. Peace.
Peace.